This is the M4 Mac Mini, and this is the M2 Mac Mini. There is a huge difference in size. Now, the M4 Mac Mini is slightly taller, but when you stack it up on the M2 Mac Mini, it is so much more compact and so much more portable. Now, there are Pro variants for each, the M4 Pro for the M4 Mac Mini, as well as the M2 Pro for the M2 Mac Mini. Now, the biggest thing is there's two USB-C ports here on the front with the M4 Mac Mini, and then there's nothing here with the M2, and then also you just have a bunch of all of the ports on the back. You do have USB-A right here with the M2 Mac Mini, but not with the M4. And if I can show you, there you go. You don't have any of those USB-A ports with the M4 Mac Mini. You do have the Ethernet, HDMI, and then Thunderbolt ports right here, and then the power supply. And then with the M2, as you can see, power supply, Ethernet, we get Thunderbolt. There's 2 instead of 3 HDMI, and then USB-A right there, and then the headphone jack is on the back. So both of them have a decent amount of ports, but I would personally go with the M4 because I just use Thunderbolt and USB-C more than USB-A, so I don't really care that it's not there. The base RAM is now 16 gigs of unified memory with the M4, and that makes sense because of the fact that it's going to support Apple Intelligence. So is the M2. I believe M1 chips and newer are going to support Apple Intelligence, but just having more unified memory does make sense. 16 to 64 gigs versus 8 to 32. The storage, 256 gigs to 8 terabytes, as well as with the M2. Those are the storage options. With the supported displays, the M4 supports 2 of them via DisplayPort over Thunderbolt, and then 1 through HDMI. And then if you go with M4, you can do 3 via DisplayPort over Thunderbolt or HDMI. For the M2, you get 2, and it's 1 via DisplayPort over Thunderbolt and 1 via HDMI. And then M2 is 3, so 2 via DisplayPort over Thunderbolt and 1 via HDMI. And then obviously just the size difference is huge. But then there's the daily use. Here's what I have to say with the daily use. They both have performed about literally the same. I haven't really noticed any huge difference opening up Chrome, Safari, Final Cut, Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, all that stuff. They both do it the same. I'm not looking at the benchmarks and the numbers. I don't really care about that. For me, they both tackle everything. I throw it at ease. That's what I wanted to point out there. But obviously, this is going to perform if I want to upgrade my content and my workflow, then this is going to just last longer, and obviously again has those extra USB-C ports, which I do appreciate. Wi-Fi 6E and Bluetooth 5.3 is present on both, and they both started at $599 with their MSRP. You can pick them up, or I don't know about M2 right now, but you can pick up the M4 at the education discount at $499. Now here's the thing. If you have the M2 or M2 Pro Mac Mini, is it a huge must-have upgrade? No. However, it's definitely a good upgrade. If you decide to pick up the new M4 Mac Mini, you're going to most certainly appreciate the smaller compact size and the 16 gigs of base unified memory over the 8. That's something I do appreciate. And yes, I have so many great ideas that I can finally, it's going to be easier to carry this around. It was pretty easy carrying this, but this is going to be so much more easier, as well as my portable monitor and my mouse and stuff. So I'm going to be able to have a portable setup wherever I go. Yes, you have an M3 MacBook Air, but it's just for content. I do these portable setups mainly for content. My M4 Mac Mini is primarily my at-home desk device. This is going to live here with my Samsung M8 monitor and this desk setup. Let me know if you want to see a desk setup in a video. Let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, this is the difference, and the size is the biggest difference between the two.